Hi friends, it's Elise here from Bulliebelle, and today we're going to be setting up my June planner using my Cocoa Daisy inserts. I'm really excited about this month because I love the colors, and even though I hate the sun and I hate the heat, it does put me in the mood for summer as much as I can be. So right now I'm just kind of going through the inserts, but we'll see them much more close up later. I'll also go through the other things that come in the kit. We got a cute pen. We also got a little flamingo charm that I turned into this tassel. We got a little notepad. We also got some puppy sticker paperclip embellishments, some cute post-its, the usual date sheet, and also the functional sheet. We also got a very cute flamingo paperclip. Oh, there are the labels as well. There's the cute paperclip. And then the usual die cuts and tabs. And then we also got the usual washi. And this month it's a very pretty flamingo and palm print. This month, as usual, we'll also be making the date kit from my shop that I make each month to coordinate with the Cocoa Daisy colors. Every time a customer asks me to add something, I always do. So every month the collection gets bigger and bigger. So these are just some of the other add-ons that are available in the shop. And as usual, we're going to be doing a giveaway. So this month, the winner is going to win that 3-page date kit and a little tassel like that. So all you have to do to enter the giveaway is to subscribe and then to leave a comment to this video that says stickers please. And then to make things easier on myself, I will reply to your comment with a number, and then that is the number that we will use to determine the winner. So in a week, let's say, from today, we will announce the winner, and then I will send the winner those items so that they are ready for June. As you can see, we're going to be using this Webster's Pages A5 planner this month. It is a teal and white stripe with a neutral interior, and I actually bought this several months ago, maybe not several months, but a while back, and I've just been waiting to use it, so I'm excited that I felt like I could make it work this month. Another exciting thing is that this month Cocoa Daisy has given us 6 pages instead of 4. So that is very helpful because I always have 5 dividers in my A5 planner, so I was super excited to see that, and all of the pages are printed on both sides with 2 different designs. I made my dividers here, and I also picked a piece of acetate to use as a dashboard. And now it's time to pair up my little tabs with each divider. And if you've seen my videos before, you know that I often struggle with this, but this month it was actually really easy. I felt like each tab kind of had a divider that it was just destined to be with, so that definitely made things easy on me. I'm just going through and putting my tabs on using my little technique that I've devised. So I line the top one up flush with the top, the bottom one flush with the bottom. Then I just kind of eyeball the middle tab, and then I will go back in and fill in the gaps with the remaining 2 tabs. And at this point, I feel like maybe I should just cut this part out of my video because everybody's seen it so many times. So I'm sorry if it's annoying, let me know, and I will definitely do that. Behind the first divider, I like to put the month on 2 pages. So I like to use the little tab label that says month at a glance, and that works out well. But lately, Cocoa Daisy has switched up their divider tabs, and they have some blank ones, which means they've eliminated some, and some of those are ones that I use. So on the week on 2 pages, I like to use a tab that says like hello, whatever the month is, and that's not there. So I just made my own, which you see right there. So I made one that says hello June, and I put that on there. And then for the next divider, I like to have a little tab label that says random thoughts, because on the week on 1 page, I like to do a little bit of journaling. So I've just started making those for myself, and then I also just include those with any orders for my coordinating items from my shop. The 4th divider is my section for my daily to-do pages, and I really love these. I feel like they really keep me organized and on track, and I just keep them on my desk, and all day long I will just jot down things that come my way or things that I need to remember. And then the last divider is my notes section, and every month I will just transfer the notes section from the previous month over. Now I'm going to show you how I set up my week on 2 pages using the date kit from my shop. Right now I'm trying to, they're a little bit uneven and like lopsided because I'm trying to put them on without tilting the planner or getting my head in the frame, so that's a little bit difficult. But I like to use the little flag dates on the days, and then I use these little arrow stickers at the top to write down or to denote the actual dates of the week. On the week on 1 page, I use the stickers from Cocoa Daisy that come on the date sheet. So they're really small and I feel like they work really well on these pages. And like I said, here I'll just do a little bit of journaling every day, and I find it's like the perfect size. It's not too overwhelming, and just a nice way for me to record some of my thoughts. On the daily to-do page, I use a day of the week flag with another little date dot. And you might notice that this kit, like the text is a little bit blurry because the black ink was a little bit out of alignment on my printer, so I'm just using this misprint for myself. In the little hydrate section, I like to use it as a little area to do a little bit of, just play around a little bit with washi and deco stickers, because I don't need to track my hydration at all, because I drink like all the time, all day long. I'm talking about water here, but you get the point. So I'm just taking some washi and layering it, and then I'm going to use some of the deco stickers that come with the date kit from my shop, along with a little quote sticker from a Happy Planner book. So I just like the way that this one paired the reddish color with the pink. I felt like that worked really well with the kit. And then I'm just going to layer some of the deco stickers from the date kit here on top to make a little scene. Because I do still get questions about it, I will just mention that that little green tool that I used is called a slice tool, and you can find it at Michael's in the Notions section, and it's very, very useful. So I highly recommend that you check it out if you don't already have one. Now it's on to my favorite part, which is decorating my dividers. I'm just going through the die cuts to see what our options are, and there are lots of these little pineapples. We have some flamingos, then we have some little leaves, and then some citrus as well, and then that little fruity tropical drink. I like to decorate my dividers using journaling cards and washi, so I'm just kind of going through my collection to see what works well. And I've had people ask me if I am that purposeful in choosing the journaling cards, and really I'm not. I just kind of see what looks good and feels right to me, and then whatever meaning they have, I feel like it was just kind of meant to be, and that's the message that I am supposed to have for that month. So I just kind of let it happen organically. Because this is the first divider and you see a lot of the interior, still I really liked that kind of putty colored paper. I felt like that really played off of the neutrals of the interior well, but still brought out the bright colors in the kit. So I decided to layer this kind of heart that's like it's like a heart print with a light pink and a dark pink. I decided to layer that along with the neutral kind of polka dot paper, just to break up the bright colors and patterns and to let it kind of be harmonious with the putty color of the interior of the planner. So I just kind of laid that down and then moved them around until I felt like it was balanced and was good to go. I also wanted to maybe add another little embellishment, so I went through my stash and I came upon this heart that is like a gold foiled heart, and I felt like that also worked well. I really did want to use some washi as well, so I played around with a lot of different washis to try and maybe pull in another texture, but everything that I was trying just was not working out for me. So in the end, I just decided to ditch the whole washi idea and just stick with the journaling cards. I'm using this different tape runner this month, and it is wild. Like, it gets caught on the paper and then like stays connected like a piece of hot mozzarella cheese on a pizza. It's really bizarre, but by the time I was done with this, I pretty much had gotten the hang of how to wield it in a more efficient manner. Before committing to the heart embellishment, I just thought I'd play around a little bit with some of the die cuts from the kit, but I decided that the heart would work best. And this divider is going to be behind that polka dot thing, so I wanted something that wasn't too busy, that you could still kind of see it through the polka dot acetate. Now on to the next divider. I really liked that yellow plaid with the black. I am like a sucker for black and white and yellow, but I was looking at the little divider tab and I really liked that combination of colors. There was like a kind of purple and a dark blue, and so that was kind of like became the driving force for my decoration here. I wanted to pull out that really dark blue and then pull in some of the teals, so I decided to use this kind of teal wood print, and then I pulled out these really pretty watercolor washies that are from a tube at Michael's, and I really like them, but I haven't really gotten a chance to use them very much. But I really felt like they pulled out the colors from the little divider tab really well. So I decided to keep the yellow plaid and then layer on top of it the teal wood print, and that wood print paper is from a Mr. and Mrs. Sparkle packet from Joann's that's in their little $1.99 section, and I've actually gotten a lot of use out of it, so I would highly recommend that. In order to complete this design, I wanted to add a little bit more depth without making it too busy, so I decided to use some of the watercolor washi that was pretty much the same color as the teal wood grain and the dark blue journaling card. So I decided to pull this dark blue washi and pair it with another strip of equal length, and then layer on top of it a kind of green and teal watercolor washi that was almost the same color as the journaling card, but just added a little bit more depth to the final product. I also wanted to balance it a little bit by adding a die cut there at the bottom, but in order to make it stand out a little bit from the yellow plaid background, I decided to layer on top of it that red and yellow watercolor washi as well. And I even wanted to try and incorporate some other die cuts, but I just felt like it became a little bit too distracting, so I decided just to stick with the pineapple. Then I like to use some washi scraps at the back, but I really don't think it matters if you punch through the adhesive, but for some reason I get like really concerned about it, so I just use some scraps and then punch through everything. With that done, it was time to move on to the next divider, but I wasn't really feeling that inspired by the palm frond, so I went on to what I think is my favorite paper in the kit, which is this kind of green, my favorite color, kind of lime green, with a kind of scallop or scale print and some watercolor embellishments. I was really loving how that coral color was working with the green, so I felt like I probably wanted to incorporate that. I had that really pretty gold foiled writing card, but I felt like the size of it didn't quite work, so I decided to move on to this kind of coral polka dot gold foiled card and see what I could do. Then I found this Two of Hearts journaling card, and I thought it might be kind of neat to simulate like a, hand of playing cards by layering some other journaling cards with it. And then I decided to try and maybe incorporate some other elements like that gold foiled key. Fun fact, I love keys. I have a big tattoo of a key on my chest, like a skeleton key, and I've just always been super attracted to keys. So anything that has a key on it, I'm like a major sucker for. I was really debating what color card to use, like whether I should use that orange or the teal. And looking at it now, I think I like the teal more, but I'm not sure. I think I did decide to go, maybe I did go with the orange, but I was also trying to maybe layer another paper on top of it. I liked that watercolor grid paper, but I felt like it might just be a little bit too plain. So I decided to go with this kind of sunburst pattern, and I liked how it looked like the rays were kind of coming out from the corner of the stack of playing cards, like kind of shining out from that corner. So I decided that I would use that. So then I just tried to kind of recreate what I had done with the layering and adhere each individual card to each other, and then adhere them to the actual paper on the divider. And I actually don't laminate these dividers. I probably should, and I would if I used them for a long period of time, but I only use them for like a month, and then the planner becomes kind of like a little artifact, so I don't actually take the time to laminate them. Then I decided just to use some of these watercolor swatches from my shop that coordinate with the Cocoa Daisy kit, just to create a little bit of dimension and to add a little bit of visual interest there. Now it's time to move on to what I think are the two most challenging prints in the whole kit, this kind of pineapple print and then the palm frond. I felt like I liked it a lot, but it is really busy and the colors are a little bit challenging to work with. So I kind of had my work cut out for me. I did really like that polka dot pink and red because I liked the contrast and I felt like it was very similar colors. So I debated using that and kind of going for a more monochromatic look. I also was thinking about maybe just pulling in that pink coral journaling card to kind of play out that monochromatic look. But I do really like the way that teal goes with that pink and red, so I was thinking about incorporating that chevron print as well, but I felt like the scale was just so big on both of the prints that it was just a little bit overwhelming. So I believe I moved away from the chevron. In the end, I decided to take inspiration from the actual divider tab. I really liked how that it was kind of monochromatic and it mixed the pink and the orange and kind of the coral color. So again, I went to my trusty wood grain paper pad and pulled out this orange wood grain, and then I decided to pair it with kind of a bamboo kind of natural wood grain as well, and then layered on top of it that coral journaling card. I also was thinking about maybe pulling out the paler pink colors with this washi here, so I layered that underneath. And then I just couldn't resist pairing the coral with the teal, so I pulled out a plain teal washi and put that there as well. I often neglect to use the washi from the Cocoa Daisy kit in my planner decor, so I tried to make a point to actually pull it into this little scene here. I liked how it had that kind of green teal and it also had the warm tone flamingos, so I felt like this was the perfect place to make it happen. What I didn't like though was that I felt like it was getting a little bit cluttered with all of the washi layered on top of each other, so I decided that I would peel up the washi and spread it out a little bit, and I did end up kind of ripping that scrapbooking paper, but not to worry, I knew that it would be pretty much cut off when I trimmed down the divider. So then I just kind of eyeballed it and tried to find a spacing that wouldn't have the washi overlapping too much and put the two flamingo strips there, but then I decided that I also wanted to maybe pull in one little skinny piece of that warm kind of orange tone as well. Then I trimmed off the edge so that I could kind of look at the spacing and make sure that it was good to go. And then I just used some washi scraps again to put on top of the adhesive so that I could punch through. Now it was time to move on to the last divider, which was this palm frond. And while I did really like it, because it was, so representational, it was a little bit difficult to work with because you had to really take the palm frond into account. So I tried to just work kind of at the top half of the divider. I really loved the way that yellow in the Hello Sunshine journaling card looked, so I did trim it down and I was going to use it, but I just I wasn't really feeling it, that it was working so well. So I decided to move on to try to incorporate this kind of teal and dark blue polka dot print that is pretty much the same as the colors on the divider. I was going to try and incorporate that just because I do think it's fun to kind of mix different prints in the same color in, your spread or whatever you're working on, whatever you're decorating. I think that's kind of a cool look to have that monochromatic look, but with different prints of different sizes. I also wanted to try and use this scrap of scrapbooking paper that I just cut with a scallop punch. So I figured I would just have it peeking out of the bottom because it was not a full circle. I didn't have enough to make the full circle, so I just tried to make it work with what I had and still make it interesting to look at. But here is where things kind of took a bad turn. I decided that I wanted to layer some washi on top of the polka dot just to separate it a little bit from that little heart embellishment, and it just didn't really work out so well. I think I ripped the paper there, and then I was trying to cover it with the washi, so I took that kind of teal greeny watercolor washi and layered it on top, and then it just started kind of turning into a little bit of a muddled mess. So this definitely is not my favorite divider of the bunch, but I'm still going to show it here. I decided to make it a little bit more interesting and try and reduce the muddled effect that it was having by using that coral balloon embellishment instead of the blue one, just to kind of draw your eye to that instead of the hot mess that's only partially concealed behind it. When I'm done with all the dividers, I like to go through one last time just to make sure that everything looks good and that I don't need to add anything more. And when I got to this one, I thought it might look a little bit flat, so I was going to maybe add some of the die cuts, but I just felt like the white border around the die cut was just a little bit distracting and kind of detracted from the muted kind of palette. So I decided not to use that, and then I was thinking about using this gold foiled arrow, but in the end I just decided to leave well enough alone. Now on to my second favorite part, which is decorating my planner pockets. I had a leftover piece of that polka dot acetate, so I decided that I would make a little washi sampler. I like to do that because it's a nice way to pull in some other colors and textures into your front pockets. Then I just had gathered up some clips that I thought worked well with the colors. So I had a little bow clip that I had made, and then I used the flamingo from the kit, and then I also just used some little tulle paper clips that I had also made. Then I just put in some ribbons that I had that also worked with the colors, and then I started working on the little clear pocket. I put all those clips down in no particular order because I just wanted to see what kind of colors I would be working with in the pocket so that I could make the best decision about what color paper to put into the clear pocket. And I decided that green would balance it out best. So I got another scrap of that wood grain, and then I used a little piece of the watercolor washi, and then I just used a little bit of adhesive to tack down that heart. With that in place, I was able to finish decorating the front pockets a little better. So I took things out, and then I was just playing around with what other colors I wanted to incorporate using some different journaling cards. Then I just finished off my little washi sampler with some other colors I wanted to pull in and just slid that in at the top. It was so much easier to decorate this front pocket in the Webster's Pages A5 planner than it is in the Recollections A5 planners. The pockets are smaller and they just make a lot more sense because the Recollections versions have those like crazy double credit card slots that are just really difficult to work with. So this was a lot better. Thank you so much for watching this video. I just wanted to remind you that if you are interested in winning this tassel and this 3-page date kit that coordinates with the Cocoa Daisy colors, all you need to do is write a comment to this video that says "stickers please," and you will be entered to win. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.